Frank Total Designer here. Welcome to Shop Finds, episode 4. Don't have a whole lot to show you today, but we have a few things to have you take a look at. So, that being said, give me 1 second. We'll get the shot changed here and see what we got. Hang on 1 second. Okay, first item up. Picked up another Starrett 483 3-flute mic. Got that for just a few dollars. It's in pretty good shape overall. It does need a little cleanup, but everything's functioning, still good. Still had inspection sticker on it. So I got to go through my collection to see how many of these things I have. Another item I picked up. I got this for about $12, and this is another Starrett. It is a Starrett number, let's see if I can read that correctly, 228. And what this is called a hub mic. Typically used to measure the thickness of materials. For instance, if you have a board and you need to reach into it, this thin width gives you the ability to reach into tighter spaces. And let me see if I have something that we could even use as an example. Well, it's on the outside. I'm looking for something on the inside. Typically used a lot for measuring the hubs on different things. For, like, instance, arbor style milling cutters, saws, slitting saws, anything that basically has a hub built into it. I'm not really seeing anything. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so here's a gear. Let's say I want to measure the thickness of this hub width right in here. So we have a hub here and we have a hub here and extends out. That of course is not big enough to get in there, but it is big enough to get in this board. So what I can do, unlock it. Now you can reach inside and then bring it down to the width and take a measurement at that thickness. So there is a limitation as to the size of the hole that you can go into, but you know, that's basically what it's designed for. So it looks like it's 213, and let's see, this does not have the 10th measurements on it. So this is only to 1,000ths, so 613, but it's about midway between, so, or 213 and a half is what I'd say the thickness of that hub of this gear is at that point. So these come in useful for that kind of stuff. Again, even has the ratchet on it and the lock. Again, got that for about $13. So, not too bad. Those always come in handy from time to time. Another thing I got is a rolling drawer set. I'm going to show that last. Now the next 2 boxes that I have here, and I need something to open this with, are items that I picked up at the Barzy Summer Bash. Stan just shipped them out to me, just come in yesterday, and these are some things that I bartered for, and they're in, and I got these with anticipation of getting the Bridgeport mill at some point later on down the line. So you did a good job of boxing these up. So, let's see what this first box is. I think, yeah, I know what this one is. Okay, so let's get this out of here. All right, box gone. What we have here, I'm not sure the brand. It's made in China, come from Grizzly. Okay, so stickers on here, but it comes with a case, and I believe this was only ever used once. So what we have is a boring head, an R8 boring head. So there's the plastic for it. Looks like it has not been used hardly at all. Got a couple little marks here and there. Fully adjustable. So anticipating being able to use this then with the Bridgeport when we get it someday. Comes with the Allen wrenches and boring bars, which, you know, these boring bars actually I can use on the lathe. So this still has the plastic wrap on the shank, never been used. This one still has the plastic wrap still on the shank, never been used. This one, the bigger one, still has the plastic wrap on the shank, never been used. And this one here, well, actually this still has the plastic on the shank, but it does have a chip in the carbide. Carbide's all chipped up. So this is the only one that shows like it may have had some use. Yeah. That one has a little chamfer ground on it. So it may have been used. I'm surprised they didn't take the plastic off though. Overall though, that one doesn't look like it's been used. I'm not sure what size those are. Looks to be about 3/4 of an inch. And boom, 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 boom. Let's see what they are. This is going to be oversized, of course, because of the plastic still on there, but yeah, 752.1, so they're 3/4 of an inch. So good sized boring bars. Like I said, they can be used on the lathe also when we get to that point. So all in all, not too bad. Again, these are barter, so there's no real price on them. It'll be for the amount of items that I send to the seller to accommodate him for these items. So that's pretty nice. And this next item is also very neat. Same seller, and this one is a little bit more on the pricier side for what he wanted to, but again, we bartered, and I will make sure that he's accommodated with the appropriate amount of return compensation. Boy, this baby's in there. Get that off. Alright. Has a handle on it. Box. Now, this is something I had been looking at getting at some point in time in anticipation of the mill, of course, receiving the mill. And I think this is the top side. Let me double check. Yep. Alright, so let's turn this here. Make sure you got a good shot of this. Maybe zoom in just a tad. So, and here we go. This is a right hand or a angular adapter for the Bridgeport mill head R8. So there's a wrench for there, or a drive adapter, I'm not sure yet which. I'll have to go through the instructions and so forth. With a 1-inch stub arbor R8 adapter, which makes this nice is we may be able to use this. I'll have to check. I don't know what the thread size is on a standard R8 collet. I think that's too big, but being able to mount it separately in the spindle. So has never actually ever been used. Still has the Cosmoline on it. So this is a brand new item that's never been used. And so here's the adapter to go into the spindle on the Bridgeport. And again, you can still see the Cosmoline on the edges. I think I'm too close. Let's back you up a little bit. Move it in a little bit. So then the clamping mechanism for around the spindle nose, and then the bolt goes through there, of course, to hold that, and then the right angle attachment. It's gear driven, so it still has the Cosmoline all in it, but again, this would go, and you can use any other, you can use R8 collets, you can use tow holders, various other things in this mount. Long thread. Of course, it'll slide in, find the key. There we go. And of course, this would bolt it tight to the other side. Grease fitting here, and pretty nice. The only thing that I don't have then is the overarm support that you can get to put on the ways of the head ram, so that you can, basically reverse this. This would be this basically facing towards the Bridgeport. There's an overarm that you can slide on the head ram V's, and then you can have an arbor support for the other end, which I'll probably pick one of those up at some point. But like I said, brand new, never been used. Was planning on getting one for the Bridgeport at some point in time. Of course, now the big thing is we gotta get to Bridgeport, which we will at some point in time. And not sure if these might be the instructions. Let's see what in there. A little beat up, but yep. Okay, so showing the various ways to hook it in. Clamping it down and so forth, and some basic dimensions. Yeah. Okay, so not really too useful, but they're there. R8 1-inch arbor, it says there. Again, I'm not sure what the brand is. I didn't see a mark on it as to who it's for, but again, with the anticipation of the Bridgeport giving us some flexibility, and get this to close up. A little crack here that might have come from shipping. It's just plywood on the top, and that can be fixed if necessary, but in any case, at least keep it protected for a while. So, not too shabby there. And then the last thing is, got this little drawer unit. I'll zoom back out a little bit more. I already have a few of these. They're in my office, but I needed another one, so I didn't bring the keys up with me. So it actually locks. So you have a drawer unit here, and these two are the same size, and this is the bottom one, and they're on casters. So, just slid you around. Sorry about that. All right, well, let's get relocated and give it a wrap. 1 second. Okay, well, that'll be a wrap of this little episode 4 of Shop Finds. Not the most exciting thing, but wanted to show you some of the stuff that we've got lined up for the future. So, everybody out there watching, appreciate your time. If you want to keep following on the stuff we're doing with the channel, please subscribe, and we'll just keep you posted as we go along. Hopefully, coming up next, we'll be continuing on the headstock. Do some more work on that, and also got a lot of footage from the summer bash. As you can see, I'm wearing my Keith Fenner Flash at the Bash t-shirt, which was a great time. So we'll put some of those shots together and show some of the interesting things that went on out there. So we'll wrap this one up for today, and appreciate your time. Appreciate you watching. So everyone out there, take care.